Buyer's remorse on Obamacare. There are three big American unions, including the rather influential Teamsters, warning Democrats that serious changes must be made to the health care law, or middle-class Americans can pretty much kiss the American dream goodbye. Bob Beckel, former Democratic campaign manager, co-host of The Five, Mary Katharine Ham, editor-at-large for HotAir.com, Fox News contributor, who's yet to be a co-host of The Five, but there is still time for you. MK Hammer. Morning to both of you. Bob, have you seen this letter?
Yeah, I have seen the letter.
My Lord.
Could I say something before that?
Yes.
I've had 4 sleepless nights in a row waiting for this baby.
Well, you can have a few more.
And Kate, and I just wanted you to know that I can't stand it. I've had a nervous breakdown.
Listen,
I can't believe he's not in London.
Right, no, really, I should be in London
I've got his cell phone number, so when the baby arrives, I'm going to call him Bob
please
first.
call me, because really, I'm up all night. I can't take it.
I got you.
Okay, go ahead.
Mary Katharine, what do you think's going on here? I mean, this is a shot across the bow.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than buyer's remorse. This is backer's remorse. The unions put in no end to money to protect Democrats from the consequences of this vote when people were mad about it in 2010. They backed the law pretty loudly at the time, and everybody had assurances that their stuff was going to end up protected, and that ends up not being the case. I welcome the unions to my side of this argument in seeing the unintended consequences and some of the stuff that is going to happen with this law. The union members, I'm sure, whose money was used to back this thing are going, something that could have been brought to our attention 3 years ago.
I tell you, though, Bob, I'll get you waiting here, but I mean, some of this language is just downright threatening. What did you think of it when you read it, Bob?
Well, first of all, what I thought about it was a political bargaining chip. These guys helped write this bill. They understood completely what was in it, and they got a 5-year extension on their Cadillac plans being taxed, and then everybody else did as well. What they want to do now is ensure they get another 5-year extension when it gets to 2018. This is a classic labor union negotiating position. Put it out there, scare everybody, get your cut.
Will they get that?
Sure.
They will?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 5-year extension again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, when's this law going to go into effect?
Well, I don't know, probably 2042. Well before you're ready to get it. I mean, look, this law has got to, there's certain things about this law that need to be changed. But the labor unions supposedly now, Hoffa included, are supposed to be worried about people who don't have insurance who are poor. Now, all of a sudden, they've got some problems for their own members, and all of a sudden they forget their conscience. The fact of the matter is they're bargaining for extending their exemptions, which is exactly what they want to do, and they say the hell with poor people.
What's killer about it? Nobody likes it. I mean, no one.
I like it.
Find a group that has come out and said this is a good law for America.
So first of all, do you know? Does anybody know?
Mary Katharine, go ahead.
It's a complicated law, and you could always foresee that it was going to mess up a lot of people's system that they already had in place. So that's part of it. And
whoa. You pledged, I'm reading from you pledged that if we like the health plans we have now, we could keep them. Sadly, that promise is under threat. I mean, I talked to Stuart Varney 45 minutes ago. That sounds like Mitt Romney from a year ago.
Well, and here's the problem is that the process that built this included the unions carving out favors for themselves and that kind of thing. It happened for a lot of different groups. When these groups have enough clout, like you see the employer benefit getting pushed off, they can change the law. What does the regular Joe do who doesn't have insurance, who's subject to either buying more expensive insurance or paying the mandate? They don't have this giant lobby working for them, so you're going to get a bunch of strings pulled and a bunch of waivers passed, and some people are going to be left in the dust.
Hey, can you tell me, you know, I hear you people complain about this law all the time. Why don't you give me specifics? What specifically, except that,
wait a second,
except that kids can go home and get insurance to their 26, and people with freaking existing conditions.
The problem is, Bob, that you only have 3 specific things that people like.
Give me some answer to something. Give me an answer. Tell me. Give me a specific example.
If I may.
Bob, I'm explaining it to you.
Hold your suspenders down 1 second here. I'm reading from the letter. The law creates an incentive for employers to keep employees' work hours below 30 hours a week. That's been the Republican argument for 4 years. Congress wrote this law. We voted for you. We have a problem. You need to fix it. That is a threat.
You're reading a labor union letter. I mean, give me a break. I've written those things.
I'm glad to hear you discredit it.
It's all about negotiations. That's what it's about. And these guys, I mean, look, they're putting their markers down right now before the 5 years runs out. That's what they're doing. That's what they've done for a long time. I understand labor unions. I'm a member of the labor union movement. I think that it's very classic for them to do it, and it's not a surprise to me. But I still ask you, show me one example.
All right.
Well, here's the problem. The example is that Bob only has 3 things that people like about this law, and they passed a law that is gigantic and changed the entire system, so that a lot of other things are happening that are bad.
Well,
that's
Mary
the
Katharine,
problem,
when you
and
come
that
up
was
with
not the
some of those,
promise.
could you please bring them onto the show?
66% now worried about Obamacare and the health care in the future. That's our Fox
It's
polling
all
from a
over,
week ago.
Bob.
MK Hammer, thank you. Bob, you're a handsome man in suspenders. We'll see you at 5 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
Right on. Here's Martha.